أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to www.islamicclasses.com, and my name is Hafiz Bilal. Today we are going to start Makhraj number 6, and which is the next Makhraj, because we have already learned the first 5 Makharij, and in this tutorial we will going to start Makhraj number 6. So let us start now. So there is one image of the tongue, and tongue we call in Arabic al-lisan. And because it is very important to know the different parts of tongue, because if you don't know the different parts of tongue, so you cannot produce a sound of the Arabic letters. That's why it's very important to know uh, the tongue places. All right. So now I just want to tell you that it has 10 articulation points for 18 letters. These 10 articulation points are distributed over 4 areas of the tongue, which are aqsal lisan, deepest part of the tongue. This is the yellow part, that is the deepest part, or you can say the root of the tongue. The second is wasatul lisan, the middle of the tongue, and the next one is hafatul lisan, the edge side of the tongue. And you can see the blue two lines here. These two lines places we call hafatul lisan, the edge side of the tongue. The last is taraful lisan, tip of the tongue, and this area is here, and that is in green color. Okay, and now we are going to start the makhraj number 6 properly. The first of all, the definition of this makhraj is pronounced from the middle of the tongue and the middle of the palate. So first of all, we will learn how many letters we pronounce the makhraj from the makhraj number 6, so that are written here. There are 3 letters. The first one is jeem, the second is sheen, and the third is ya. And this ya is ghair maddha. This keep in mind, because inshallah I will tell you uh, which ya is maddha ya and which ya is ghair maddha. Ghair means without maddha. So we say when we touch the middle of the tongue on the middle of the palate, all right, the middle, when we touch the middle of the tongue, and which place is the middle of the tongue, let me show you in this image. This place, right, this all is the tongue. All right, it's up to here. This complete place is of tongue, and they are saying when we touch the middle of the tongue, and this is the middle of the tongue. You start from here. Okay, you start from this place to this place. This area of tongue called middle of the tongue. All right. Okay, when we touch the middle part of tongue on the middle part of the roof. Okay, when you touch the middle part of tongue on the middle palate, and that is to the opposite side, then we pronounce these 3 letters. The first is jeem, second is sheen, and the third is ya ghair maddha. Ghair maddha means without maddha. All right, so now we just practice and look in this image that the tongue is touching to the hard palate, and this place when we touch, then we pronounce jeem letters, and we say jeem, jeem, jeem. You should say after me, jeem, jeem, jeem. All right, and now we just practice of this jeem letter. So we say Hamza, Jeem, Fatha, Aj. The sound of Jeem should break in that Makhraj place. Okay? Like we say Aj, Aj. And why this is blue color here? Because there is one another rule which we call kalkala. So kalkala sound also we make on this place because this is a kalkala letter. Kalkala means make the bouncing sound or the echo sound. All right, like we say aj, j. That sound is kalkala's letter. But keep in mind right now that your middle of tongue should touch on the middle of the palate. All right, we say again aj, aj. The next one is Hamza, Jeem, Kasra, Ij, Ij. Alright? You don't need to spread your sound of Jeem like Ij, J, like that. That is wrong. Just break your sound of Jeem in that same Makhraj place. Like Ij, Ij. Okay? The next one is Hamza, Jeem, Dhamma, Uj, Uj. Alright, I hope you are understanding that the sound of the jeem will stoppage in the same makhraj. Now we just read about the sheen. The sheen sound is a bit different from jeem, but the makhraj is the same. As I already told, there are two things. The one is makharij and one is sifat. The makharij means from one makhraj we can deliver one letter or two letter or three letters as well, but in the sifat make different between the letter sound. The sifat are very important to understand. Most of the people just know makharij, but they don't know the sifat. So maybe you are looking that in this image of jeem, the tongue is touching on the middle of the palate, but here you look that there is a minor gap. Okay, there is a gap between the tongue and the roof of the mouth. Okay, you can see there is a gap between the tongue and the roof of the mouth. Okay, now we just practice of this sheen. So we say Hamza, Sheen, Fatha, Ash. Okay, a very minor sound comes out when we pronounce sheen letter like Ash because it's a spreading sound in the mouth. Hamza, Sheen, Fatha, Ash. Hamza, Sheen, Kasra, Ish. And the third is Hamza, Sheen, Dhamma, Ush, Ush. And make sure there should be gap between tongue and palate. That is the hard palate of in the mouth. We practice again. Hamza, Sheen, Fatha, Ash. Hamza, Sheen, Kasra, Ish. Hamza, Sheen, Dhamma, Ush. And then without spelling we say Ash, Ish, Ush. Alright. The last one is Ya, and Ya is ghair maddha because there is one Ya which we call maddha Ya, and that is a longing letter, or you can say vowel letter. That is here. The example is written here, like when Ya has a jazm sign on that, and there is a kasra before the letter. So this Ya is Ya maddha, and the other, if ya has some movements on it, so that are ghair madayas, like ya fatha ya, or you can say just say ya, yi, you, that are ya ghair madda. All right, so the first example is also of ya ghair madda, like I. All right, but this The second example which is here, this is ya maddha example. We say this sound is e. We are not pronouncing the ya sound exactly what they are showing to us in this image. Like we are not saying ya or e like that. We are just saying e. So that is different. Alright. So this is madhya. So when we pronounce this madhya, so we cannot say that ya from this makhraj, because the ya madha makhraj is the different, and that inshallah in the next makharij I will tell you. All right, but keep in mind, so this ya madda is not a letters which comes from this makhraj. Okay, just we practice of this, and there is also a gap between the tongue and the her palate. Keep in mind as well, when you touch the middle of the tongue on the middle palate, then we also say ya uh, ya ghair madda sound. And how to pronounce that, we just practice of this example. It is hamza ya fatha I. All right. And the next is hamza ya kasra e, and this is not example of this makhari, but you can see it's a madda letter. And the third example is not here. Why? Because the you can see this is one note in the last of this image, and it's written if ya has jazam and there is kasra before. As you can see, this is second example. If ya has jazam and there is kasra before, so this ya becomes ya madda. All right, this becomes ya madda. So that is, this ya is not a part of this articulation, or you can say this ya is not a part of this makhraj which we are reading now. And there is no an example of ya which has jazm and there is dhamma before. All right, so they are saying, like you can see in the previous examples, like the last letter that has a jazm sign and there is a dhamma before, but that example cannot come in the ya. All right, because this due to grammar rules. Okay, stay tuned and just keep watching this tutorial, and don't forget to see our online courses, and we are providing these online courses as well. You can contact anytime with us by visiting our website, or you can email, you can phone, and our Skype ID is already mentioned there. So stay tuned, take care. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.